How do we take great AI use and put it into workflow, into process in a way that our entire team can use? This has become a lot easier today as ChatGPT released the option to share projects. I'll show you how to do that in ChatGPT. I'll show you how to do that in Microsoft Copilot as well. But first, let's have a look at how to even use projects and why we'd use them and how to capture those great use cases. Projects in ChatGPT, similar to notebooks and light agents in Microsoft Copilot, I'll show all of these in a moment. They are a way to create an area in the AI where it knows and is specialized in a particular project or a particular client or a particular task that I need to do repeatedly. And I don't want to have to explain every time again and again what I'm trying to achieve, what the context is, and how I like it done. So I can do it only once and then come back and use it again and again. And now I can even share it with my team. So how do you find the greatest use cases? Let me show you a few examples. I hope that you'll see the thread and that it will tease your thinking and you'll come up with where this can be useful for you. Example number one, a referral intake assistant did this with an optometry clinic. So they receive an email, which is a referral from a GP. The assistant finds all the details that they need about this patient and the case so they can nicely and easily put it into their system. It asks a few questions and then it drafts the referral acknowledgement that we need to send back to the referring GP. So finding all the information, organizing it, asking for any missing information, and drafting the outcome, in this case, a referral acknowledgement letter. Example number two, a consent order helper for lawyers. We give it maybe an email thread here where we discuss the parenting schedule, and it already has some template that it knows. And so it looks for all the relevant information. It says, this is what I found in your conversations. And here's what's missing from my template. I need some information about, and we should give it that information. And then it generates a document, which is the draft consent order. So again, we have looked through documents to find information based on a checklist, ask me for what's missing, make me the draft. Third and final example, an entity establishment assistant for accountants. Very popular with the accounting firms I'm working with. We have here, there's a lot of correspondence and communication around setting up a new entity for a client, a company or a trust. We need to collect a lot of information about it. It can be in emails, it can be in attachments that were sent, it can be in information we already have about the client, and it can be in call transcripts from conversations we had with the client. I needed to do exactly the same. I needed to find the information in a PDF that I attached. It shows me what it's found, asks me for what's missing, and then send an email to the admin team with all the information on how to set up, all the details to set up this entity. In this case, I have it ask for permission before it sends an email because I like to be a bit cautious about these things. So let me show you how these things are built in both ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot. So in ChatGPT, I would go and create a new project here on the left. Let's have a look at one of the ones that I already have. Maybe this one. Basically, the most important thing in the project is the instruction. So it has instructions, and the instructions tell it what it needs to do, what the steps are, give it a role, and tells it how to produce the output, how I like it to look. I can also give it files, which will be my templates or my checklists or anything it needs to be aware of, any background information. So in the use case we're talking about, it will typically be, in this case, it's a template of what a consent order looks like. So it will typically be either a checklist or a template. In what we're talking about here, agents that help us find information and organize it. In ChatGPT, I would go and create a new project, give it a name, choose a cute icon, and then in the next step, I'll be able to give it instructions and upload files. I'll then play with it and use it and tweak the prompt until I get it right. The news now is that I can share this project. So I can have it only shared with people that I invite or with anyone in my tenant, in my workspace, anyone in my business account. So I just copy the link and give it to people, and now they can use it too. ChatGPT also has the option of creating custom GPTs, which we had before and was shareable before, but I'm seeing a lot more love go into projects, and I believe that maybe they are actually the future of sharing prompts internally. Right after I show you how to do this with Copilot, I'll give you a few words of caution and then the steps you can take to actually implement this. So Copilot gives me two options, or maybe even three. One is my notebooks. A notebook is just like a project in ChatGPT. I can give it instructions, and I can give it instruction being the prompt, and I can give it attachments and files. I can't share it yet with my team in Microsoft Copilot, but I'm sure that that's coming. I also have the option in Microsoft Copilot, in the Copilot chat, to create an agent. It's a fancy way of saying exactly the same, really. Because I give it a name, I give it a prompt, I give it files, and the only difference is that now I can create it and share it with my team. So exactly like a notebook, shareable with my team. If I want an agent that can actually do things like I showed you, can actually send an email, I have to head over to Copilot Studio, where I can do the same, but also have the option to give it tools like sending an email. A word of caution. When we publish something to our team, we created this wonderful prompt. It does the consent order for us. It does the entity establishment, or it does the referral letter for us beautifully. As soon as we publish it to our team can think that this is a good tool to use and it's reliable because you developed it and you tested it and you gave it to me, so I can rely on it. We have to constantly remind our team that this is still AI. Even if I published an agent to you or prompt to you, it is still AI. We're still not sure if it's going to do it right every single time. You still need to verify everything it does. So how do you make sure you make the most of this in your business? Let me show you the process we went through with the last AI Champions Club, which I also do in-house with businesses. So this is what you should do. Step one, you want to talk to them about the process. You want to clarify that we're working on this thread of I need to get information, details from documents, transcripts, emails. I need to find it all and see what's missing. I want the agent to find it all and tell me what's missing. And then I need to organize it into something, into a template, into a letter, into a just organize so I can do something with it. So these are the steps. We then brainstorm all sorts of cases where this can come in handy. And if you can spot the little dots here, we then score this by how much time it's going to save, how risky it is, or maybe it's not risky, which is great. We want not risky. And we choose the use case that we want to work on for every person or for every team or in every part of the business. The next step is to build a prompt. So we want to give people some template for that. These are the 3 prompts that I use for those 3 use cases that I showed you, from simplest to more complex, and we can talk about what makes them more complex. And we can give people a bit of a template for that. It always looks the same. It always looks within the steps. So we need to give it what its role is. You are my assistant for something. We need to give it the steps. Let me bring this up nicely so you can have a look. So we need to give it the steps, what the steps are that it will do. Usually it will find the details, summarize, confirm with the user, create an output in the format that we want. And we need to give it some data or some knowledge, which will be the checklist or the templates, and how we want it to behave and how we want the output. So we go through this, we build this process, and we publish it to our team. And here's one process in our business that's going to be so much easier going forward. This is the process that I go through with groups. We do it together in the AI Champions Club every month. Different process, different template, different tools sometimes, or capabilities in tools. But the whole idea is to make sure we're using all the capabilities of our tools. And we've got a process to identify where it fits. We build a good prompt and we stick it into our process in a repeatable way. If you want to join us, inbal.com.au/community.